is your boy Tony Rey-no coming at you from Two Wheel for Fun. You know, the site I created for the simplicity of the ride. If I get to where I'm going to get today, there's going to be nothing simplistic about this ride. Well, the riding is going to be simplistic, but the views, mwah, Bella, because I have what I hope is going to be a banger of a ride. You guys hang in there, just hang in there. Don't change the channel. Ooh, all right, what's up, people? I need to clean my windshield, but there's no water here. This is the first rest stop. I was supposed to stop and get something to eat, but I'm really not hungry at the moment because I got such a long way to go. But what's going to carry me over is this pocket espresso coffee. If you guys are ever in Italy, or I should say in Europe as a whole, look up this pocket espresso coffee because it'll keep you moving. The windshield is decent for what I need to do now. And let's get one of these little pocket coffees in me. Ooh, damn. This is a little different. Normally it's a little chocolate thing that you just put in your mouth and chew, but this one is different. It has a little straw on there. Man. I don't know if the microphone picked up all of my slurping. But this is espresso on the go. Whew. No shit. Damn. I'm already feeling wired. Okay. I've burnt enough time. Let's get back in the saddle. Haha. Did you guys hear what I just said? Let's get back in the saddle. Everything is good. Map check. Helmet check. Audio check. Check. All right, let's continue. 236 miles on the tank. 136 miles to go. All right, people. Tony Rey-no from Two Wheel for Fun. Over 50, still on 2, and loving it. Ooh, we got a Porsche something and a Lamborghini something and a medical truck something. But those two are nice. Oh, missed the sound. All right, hey people, you're probably saying to yourself, "Damn, he's getting gas again." And the answer would be yes, because when you're mountain riding, there's no telling what you're gonna run into or what's gonna happen. So you might as well fill up every chance you get. I don't know how you guys think. Nothing sucks as more than when you're stopping to patronize a business, in this case getting gas, and then you go to ask for a damn bathroom and they don't have a bathroom. It's like at least have a sign up saying you don't have a bathroom so I'll know to go somewhere else, like right up the road. But hell, you got my business now. The hell it look like I come up here saying can I use the bathroom when I fucking got gas at the place down the street? That freaking chaffs my hide. So I'll just go pee in the woods like a dog.
300 kilometers and 5 hours later, I'm now at the base of Passo Maniva in Brozzo. The road number is SP345, and if I didn't know any better, I'd swear it has 345 turns. Passing through small villages, scenic vistas, and just overall great views, I quickly scurried up like a squirrel climbing a tree, all of which you will not see due to the dreaded GoPro camera freeze. Soon I was at elevation and heading to the abandoned NATO TropoScatter Station, IDGZ. But I'm just going to say IDGZ. Yes, people, I spy with my own brown eye. Located in Bagolina, Italy, at the top of Passo Maniva, is the decommissioned NATO TropoScatter Station, codenamed IDGZ. Activated during the Cold War in 1969 and was finally closed in 1995. During its period of activity, this station was a junction point in the chain of maximum security military radio communications between Europe and America. The signals also included 5 encrypted telephone channels used exclusively by the military leadership and the American president. Today, it's called a hotline. The Idgiz station was connected to the German Feldberg station to the north and the Italian Monte Giogo station to the south. The stations used TropoScatter technology, which allowed for line-of-sight communication even when the two stations are beyond the horizon. TropoScatter technology is reliable and works even in adverse weather conditions. By now you're asking, just as I did, what in the hell is TropoScatter technology? I know what you're saying. Thought this was a motorcycle video and he's hitting us with all this high-tech Star Trek Space Invaders stuff. Let me see if I can explain. Tropospheric scatter, also known as troposcatter, is a method of communicating with microwave radio signals over considerable distances, often up to 500 kilometers or 310 miles, and further, depending on frequency of operation, equipment type, terrain, and climate factors. This method of propagation uses the tropospheric scatter phenomenon, where radio waves at UHF and SHF frequencies are randomly scattered as they pass through the upper layers of the troposphere. That's the sky, if you didn't know. Radio signals are then transmitted in a narrow beam aimed just above the horizon in the direction of the receiver station. As the signals pass through the troposphere, some of the energy is scattered back toward the Earth, allowing the receiver station to pick up the signal. For example, troposcatter technology. In their heyday, these stations were built with reinforced concrete walls, surrounded by barbed wire, and was constantly guarded by an armored sentry box placed on the roof. There was no less than 25 people present at every station. With the end of the Cold War and obsolete troposcatter technology, this led to the closure of bases and the entire line of communication. Today, the Idgiz station is an empty carcass, but its shell lives on as part of the panoramic view on the mountaintop. But somehow, I think those Mickey Mouse ears are still collecting data via Facebook and Twitter. Be careful what you post, people. All right. This path is off Paso Maniva, and if you can see up there on top of the hill, that is the old NATO site that I'm coming to check out. If the weather is good, hopefully I can get the drone up. Hello. I will try to get the drone up. Oh yeah. Oh, old man Reynolds here. But man, look at this view. This is life in Italy. I'm gonna try to get all the way up to the hill, but all the way up the hill, all the way to the top. Hello, buongiorno. We'll see. Buongiorno. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in motorcycle gear. You know how high I'm up? Whew. All right, let me cut this so I can, 1, save the battery, and 2, you guys don't see how much out of breath I am anymore anyway. Fuck, I gotta pee too. Ciao. Man, this hike is just like when I was over by Garda Lake and walking up the path to the Madonna della Corona. If the pass was clear, I'd ride the Goldwing up here. But This is some of the road here. Snaking down through the mountain. Little lake. Little house in the distance. And then, of course, alpine passes. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Did I say Tony Rey-no? Out of breath for fun? Whew. There has to be a shortcut. Yeah, I know I just passed you, but I don't want to come back and say I'm fucking crazy for this. Crazy. Whew. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, sorry. Okay, people. I guess I made it here. Maybe about a 2-mile hike. But check out the view again. Can't beat this. I still have to pee. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Whew. All right. Hope I'm not the first one to ever pee on these grounds, but I couldn't hold it anymore. But this is the old NATO tower. Think like maybe 1950s, 1960s. I'll put the correct year in the down in the comments. Hello. Hi. Hi. Ciao. Hello. Well, not much sun now because the cloud has hidden the sun, but it should be up. It should be back up in a second. So, but still doesn't diminish where I'm at. You can kind of look like my head is between two breasts, huh? That's a satellite. let's start this trek home, people, because that's about a 3.5, 4-hour ride home, but it was all worth the journey. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Ciao dall'Italia.
Ciao Italia. Ciao from America.
From America.
Yes.
Wow.
California. So beautiful, bella.
Bella, basinato.
You know, I guess for some reason, losing my drives gave me the drive. Because I just woke up this morning, Sunday, full of energy, full of unbottled energy, I guess I should say. It's just a weird feeling. I never had it before. And just for some reason, I was like, man, I remember a NATO site deep in the hills way back when I was traveling back in 2018 or 2019. Then got on the internet and looked at it, and I was like, you know what? That's where I'm going. If this is not a back in the saddle ride, I don't know what the hell is. Because this is approximately, what, I think about 240 miles from the house. I'll have the right distance when I get home. But just a day ride, people. By the time I get home, this will be a 500-mile ride. Just because. But you know what? I needed a kick in the pants. Hopefully those days are over. I'm not saying for anybody to force a ride if you're just not feeling it, but I don't know. But I hope I'm back. Tony Rey-no from Two Wheel for Fun. The site I created for the simplicity of the ride. And you know what else? I'm over 50, still on 2, and loving it.